30. Chase Jefferson into the open field. No one's going to touch him. Mark it up. Touchdown, Sioux Falls.
40, the 30, and he is gone to the house. Touchdown, Tallahassee.
Tipped and picked off by Colin Douglas, who's going to take it back all the way.
A pass caught, first down. What a move! J.R. Sim, get out of here! The doctor is in for the touchdown!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's SFL Sunday. Football is back in SFL Nation. I am your play-by-play commentator, Andy Hamilton. We're live in the heart of Baltimore at Old Bay Stadium, where the Baltimore Crabs have welcomed the St. Louis Gladiators to town to play an incredible game. Again, I am your play-by-play commentator, Andy Hamilton. I'm joined today by the man himself, Shan Varner. Shan, how you doing today?
Doing great, Andy. Thanks.
We got quite the contest lined up for you today, as the Baltimore Crabs, who sit at 3-3, are only 2.5 games back in the Eastern Conference. However, the Gladiators stand in their way, looking for their first win. We will bring you the kickoff following the coin toss.
You know, Andy, I think the biggest thing out of this game that I want to see today is which team is going to stop the run.
Both teams have incredible running backs, Robinson as well as Adam Fennell, and they're going to try and get going early here. The Crabs are going to defend the north goal, it would look like, and they will kick off wearing black with red helmets and white pants. The Gladiators are in all gold everything. The ball is on the tee, Shan. We're about to get underway on Sunday on SFL Network.
Let's get it.
The kick is away. The Gladiators will return it from their own goal line, bringing it out across the 20 and all the way to the 25 before being brought down, and that is where the Gladiators will take over on offense. The Gladiators are owned by Dwayne and Colin, and they are coached by James Richards, and the Crabs are owned by Tim Johnston.
Yeah, Short brought it out for a pretty good ways. He's just met by a bunch of Baltimore defenders.
From the 25, the Gladiators will line up with one in the backfield on 1st and 10. Hand off Fennell, right side, nothing doing. The Crabs were there immediately and shut that one down.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Andy, I think that is going to be able to determine this game and who stops that run game.
Michael Wall coming up to make the tackle there on that first down run. And that'll back him up to 2nd and 12. From the 23, a 4-receiver set for Ethan Alexander. Alexander, a bronze quarterback in the league, will drop. 7-step drop, looking to throw. Heaves one down the field, and it's picked off. The first throw of the game is an interception, and Baltimore has incredible field position to start this one off.
That was a great play by Aaron Lee. Just got in the direction of the receiver there and just took that one away.
Aaron Lee looked like he read that one the whole way, jumping the slant, which was intended for number 87, Elijah Swaim. The Gladiators like getting Swaim involved, but the Baltimore Crabs took that one away on the first possession. From the 28, 10-17 left in the first quarter. I formation for the Crabs, who took the ball away. Matt South under center with 3 receivers split out, 4 down linemen. They'll give it to Robinson up the gut. Sanzo Robinson into the open field. First play, he's gone. Touchdown, Baltimore.
And that's what happens. You let a guy like Sanzo Robinson up the middle into the open field, and he is gone.
And he looks untouched, Shan. I don't know if anyone got a piece of him there.
I didn't see one hand touching.
Sanzo Robinson takes off up the gut and finishes that one off. I believe that was his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. So Baltimore will send out the kicker to make this one a 7-point game early. Eric Walsh, the bronze kicker, will line up. Low snap corralled well, almost blocked, but it's through. 7-0 Baltimore on top. Shane, you mentioned it, the run game is important, and Baltimore capitalizes on a strong run up the middle there.
Absolutely. And was finished well by Eric Walsh, who has 13 field goals. 14 field goals leading up to this game.
So Baltimore, for the second time today, will put the ball on the tee and kick it to St. Louis, who will look for a better second drive than they had on their first one. They'll bring this one out from the 2, across the 20, and up to the 26-yard line, where they will set up 1st and 10 for a new set of downs. St. Louis actually throwing the ball a lot more than I anticipated coming into the season. And then they switched out their running back, what was that, 2 weeks ago? Adam Fennell takes over for Evan Murr, and he's been running up a storm for the Gladiators.
Yes, absolutely. He's been doing a phenomenal job. Here again, we're set up in an offset eye. Let's see what they do.
Alexander dumps it off across the middle for 4 yards to the 30. A nice pitch and catch there, and I believe that was number 33, Garrett Rowland, the fullback, getting involved early.
And that's a great idea there. Getting everybody involved in the game can sure get those first downs and just eat those yards up play by play.
Welcome Zawazuski to the chat. Wanted to know if we were live. That's probably about as good as a shout out as you'll get. 4 receivers set. They'll give it to Fennell off the right side, and he was 1 tackle away from an open field. Either way, he gets the first down to the 38. A nice opening run for him.
It was. I think if he would have just got a little bit more to the outside, I think he'd have really been gone.
He has some of the best yards per carry averages on the season, and we'll see if he can keep that up here. Same formation. They'll give it to him off the left side, and he's shut down in the backfield. Nothing doing there. It's number 54, Riley Erling, coming up to make the tackle.
I think St. Louis is doing a great job getting that defense spread out and running the ball out of the backfield there.
So far, Fennell has had 1 good carry and 2 bad ones. Ethan Alexander, same thing, 1 good throw, 1 bad one. And they'll set up for this 2nd and long with 4 receivers. They'll give it to Fennell off the left side. He'll lose another yard as he's cut down in the backfield. That's number 96, Carter Abraham, with the tackle.
In concluding my statement from earlier, I was going to say that when you do spread the defense out like that, you kind of make sure that you have more than 1 play in your formation.
3rd and 12. They're in that same set. Alexander to throw, checks down across the middle. That's a nice completion there, but still 2 yards shy as the Gladiators find the connection there to Leonardo Short, the 3rd-string wide receiver, and they're going to have to send on the punting unit.
And this is what St. Louis doesn't want. They don't want to go 3 and out. They don't want to go and be this far back in their own territory.
Kissinger will kick this one away as Baltimore came after it. The boot is up. Good hang time. It'll come down at the 15, and he won't get much further, getting out to the 17, Hockmeyer will. And that is where the Crabs will set up for their 2nd drive of the game. It only took 1 play on the last drive.
Well, let's hope it doesn't take just 1 this time. The St. Louis defense needs to get these guys off the field.
Yeah, if they can score on 1 play, this might be a long day for St. Louis, as the Crabs have beaten teams like Carolina, Chicago, as well as Cleveland. Handoff for Robinson, and he will go for 9.5 on the first carry on this drive. Sanzo Robinson getting a healthy dosage early in today's contest.
Speaking of Cleveland, Cleveland had a great game against Tallahassee today.
You're not wrong. Earlier action, Alaska beats Oklahoma City 38-0. Tallahassee falls to Cleveland 38-23, and Queen City defeats Carolina in a close one 40-31. Matt South will give it to Robinson on the right side. Robinson able to fight through 1 tackle and find his way for the first down to the 28-yard line. So look at Matt South coming over from Los Angeles after they fold in the offseason. He hasn't been playing too bad here, Shan, and he'll line up here on 1st and 10 for a throw and checks it down on the outside. That's a nice catch there by number 14, Mike Osai, the longtime Baltimore Crab.
Yeah, it was a great catch. He did just enough what he needed to do to catch the ball, and give Baltimore great field position.
Mike Osai, part of that last draft class in the SFL that was ever a thing. Shan, I remember you and me had conversations about possibly drafting him at wide receiver, and TJ was able to pick him up.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for us, but I guess it was great for TJ.
Yeah,
he's been a well-oiled machine on this team.
Yeah, he really stuck around Baltimore and has been doing great for them as a wide receiver. William Davidson on the tackle for loss there on Sanzo Robinson brings up this very tough 3rd and 3. Shan, runner pass here. What do you think?
It looks like a pass formation to me.
South will drop back, throws across the middle, got a man, a nice throw and catch. That's number 13, Josh Pockmeyer, picking up the first down to the 49.
It's good to see Josh back in the game this week. Last week we lost him kind of early in the Atlanta game, and it's really good to see him back there on the field.
He gets a nice catch there out across the 40 to the 49, so just shy of midfield, just over midfield. I'm not looking at which side of the field they're on. And South will bring out the offense on 1st and 10 in an I formation with Robinson in the back, a 3-2 look for the Gladiators. They'll give it to Robinson, and he's shut down in the backfield. Coming up to make the play was number 21, Freeman Peltier, the gold-free safety.
Yeah, great stop by St. Louis. I think that's what they need to do. If they can just, corral Robinson here, I think they have a shot to get back in the game.
Peltier all over the field for the Gladiators this season. Makes the stop, makes it 2nd and 10 from the 49, and South will drop to throw. Heaving this one deep down the field, incomplete. It almost fell right back into Mike Osai's breadbasket.
Yeah, St. Louis was lucky on that play there.
Nothing goes with good crab like a nice little biscuit, Shan, and that one almost fell in Mike Osai's breadbasket. And they would have been dancing in Baltimore town. Instead, it's a 3rd and 10 from the 49 with 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. South is in the shotgun. Robinson to his right. 3 down linemen for the Gladiators, and they will bring 4. South moves, throws to the right side of the field, tackled. A nice pursuit on Josh Pockmeyer, and he is unable to pick up the first down.
Now, if when they punt the ball here, because I'm assuming they are, can St. Louis get out from their deficit?
Not much field position movement for St. Louis to this point in the game. They are going to try and change that. Graciani will try and pin them deep. The kick is away. It'll bounce at the 7, bounce at the 2, and Baltimore will carry it into the end zone for a touchback. And St. Louis might have some of the better field position they've had all game, starting at their own 20. First and 10 from the 20. Ethan Alexander, the Bronze quarterback, leads them out onto the field. And he'll give it to Fennell off the left side. Fennell going backwards and losing yards, and he is unable to find the line of scrimmage now, and he will lose 4 more yards on that carry.
Well, it looks like Baltimore is winning the game of stopping the run.
Well, they're not stopping it, Shan. They're just making him run the wrong way.
That's a good case also.
2nd and 14. Alexander gives to Fennell off the left side. He spins around and gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more, as the Crabs are not having any of that today.
Yeah, those late handoffs that they're doing out of that formation is just killing them.
Stephen Darrow able to shut that one down. It's almost as if Baltimore is able to practice against a guy like Sanzo Robinson, Shan.
Well, if they are, they're doing a great job.
3rd and 14. Alexander drops to throw. Throwing, finds a man, and it's incomplete. He had a guy open for a moment, Shan, and Baltimore came over and shut it down at the last second. That one, I thought they might have converted that.
It looked that way at first, but I think what happened was, Alexander just held onto the ball just a little too long.
Ray Cobain makes the defensive effort, and they're going to have to send Jack Kissinger on to kick this one away. His heels are on his own goal line. Hopefully the snap is good. It is, and Kissinger gets this one away with no pressure. And Baltimore will corral it, and will go down at their own 48, essentially losing 3 yards after the exchange.
Still good field position for Baltimore, though. A couple plays could be in the red zone.
No doubt about that. The Gladiators are going to have to find some more defense if they're looking to get back into this one. Still a 7-point difference here with 2:46 left in the first. Matt South under center. 3 receivers will look to throw. 5-step drop. Heaves one deep down the field. That one's taken away. St. Louis has the ball back. It's number 21, Freeman Peltier.
Freeman Peltier, he has really stepped up on this team in the last few weeks. That takeaway right there probably would give St. Louis a little bit of life.
Matt South, his 11th interception of the year. That one was bobbled, and it looks like that might have been Mike Osai. It looks like almost handed him the ball. I'd have to see a closer angle, but either way, St. Louis takes the ball back and has their best field position of the day, no doubt, at their own 44.
I was just going to say the same thing, Andy. This is the best field position they've had thus far, and let's see what they can do with it.
They got to take advantage here. On 1st and 10, Fennell off the left side, finds some room. A spin move to the outside. He's fighting forward for yards and picks up 9.5. What about that run?
Wow, one more juke, one more spin, and he would have been to the house.
Tornado Man finds his way towards the first down marker. It's 2nd and inches. And this is right where St. Louis wants to be, with a back like Fennell and a tight end like Swaim. Offsides will give him the first down. Fennell off the left side is into some open room, and he will fight forward. They'll decline this penalty as Fennell gets all the way down to the 35.
Hey, forget running to the strong side. Keep running to that weak side. It looks like Baltimore is very vulnerable there.
Number 95, defense, the penalty.
Gladiators declined that one, and wide take it when Fennell is running like that. A nice carry by him, and he sets the Gladiators up in Baltimore territory for the first time today. Here's a look at Ethan Alexander. Not having the best year, has some up and down games. So far today, the 1 interception is the blemish on his record. We'll give it to Fennell, who's shut down, and a loss of 3.
And that, I believe that he was running to the weak side.
Right after you told him to, huh?
Right.
2nd and 13, still down by 7, looking to get on the scoreboard. I would say they probably need about, 10 more yards for the field goal kicker to come on?
Yeah.
I'll give it to Fennell, and he'll pick up 2 of the yards he lost on the play before.
I would try to get more down to the first down marker. We are in Baltimore.
Crowd is giving it to the Gladiators. Alexander will line up under center and look to toss it. He'll swing one shy, and it'll go down at the 29. And I'm not too mad at that throw, Shan.
I'm not either. Sometimes, you have to take chances. You have to throw. Your team is counting on you. That was a great catch. And now possibly in field goal position.
Yeah, Alexander looks off the deep throws and checks it down to Sam Colt for the reception of the 29, and that will bring on the kicking unit. Graham Northrop lines up. And
Will this be a 42?
I think 45. Kick is up and away, and it's no good. He pushed it right. Definitely not what you want out of your kicker, as Graham Northrup pushes that one outside of the right upright, and Baltimore will take over at their own 36.
That's definitely not what you want. You had a good drive going. You needed to come away with points.
Instead, it's a 1st and 10 for the Crabs. Matt South will give it to Robinson off the right side. Robinson into some room. Will go down after picking up 9 to the 46. And it'll be 2nd and inches as we head to the end of the first quarter.
Not too terrible of a game by either team. I just think that the Gladiators need to produce more first downs, more yards.
Go. 11 minutes on the clock, 2nd and inches at their own 46. Baltimore looking to cross midfield. They'll line up in the I. Handoff right side. Robinson shut down. Denied the first down marker.
And that's exactly what St. Louis needs to do. They need to get in that backfield and disrupt that running back.
Chad Longstreet shuts him down. 3rd and 2, and Baltimore's going to want to pick this one up if they can. South to throw. Throws the out route. Got the first down. Mike Osai, feet down, that's Kendall Gilbert, feet down and in bounds. And a nice throw from Matt South moves the chains.
Well, this defense for St. Louis is definitely not giving up. They're fighting for everything they can get.
Matt South in the shotgun, looks to throw. South slings one down the field, and it's picked off again! Matt South, his 2nd interception of the game, and St. Louis takes the ball back here. It's number 44, Colin Douglas.
They're just making all the right decisions on defense. They're putting people in these zones. They're putting people man to man. They're just making great plays on defense at this point.
Another tipped ball, and the the St. Louis Gladiators, I don't know why I was confused there, take the ball back and have a fresh set of downs at their own 44. Another great start to a drive. Fennell on the right side will get back to the line of scrimmage before Stephen Darrow cuts him down.
And Stephen Darrow is kind of one of those players that their name is not really called a bunch. He's not really a big playmaker, but he gets the job done.
Score update for anyone watching the game. San Antonio is up 7-3 over the Mexico City Aztecs with 9:52 left in the second. In this one, Alexander, deep drop to throw, throws right side, batted away. There were 3 black jerseys in the area. He was looking for Fennell.
That was lucky it wasn't picked off.
And Baltimore probably would have ran that one back for a touchdown if I had to guess.
No doubt.
Instead, it's 3rd and 10 from the 44. Looking to pick this one up and capitalize on another Baltimore turnover. One back off to the right. Ethan looking to throw. Dumps across the middle. First down on the slant to the 42. A nice pitch and catch as number 80 hauls it in. It's Tito Mas.
Just as soon as I said the defense is doing a great job, the offense is doing a great job. Fighting for those first downs, getting it done. Offensive line giving Alexander plenty of time to throw the ball. And when you have that time, you can make exceptional plays like that.
9 minutes left in the first half of play, and the Gladiators cross over into Baltimore territory for the second time today. On the last drive, they missed a field goal. They'll look to get more out of this one. Fennell off the left side, slices through the line and picks up 6 to the 36.
6 yards on the play. Number 58 with the tackle.
Second and 4 from the 36. Baltimore's defense looking to stall this drive here. 4 down linemen, and they'll shift on the line. One back in the backfield for the Gladiators. They'll give it to him off the right. Fennell will fight forward, but still end up a yard shy of the first down marker.
Like I said earlier, on a run that was so similar, if he could have just got to the outside a little bit more, I think he would have been or had some extra yards.
Another third down faces Ethan Alexander and the Gladiators. 4 receivers will split out. Fennell in the backfield, 3-2 look out of the crowd. They'll give it to Fennell off the right side. Fennell pushes forward. They'll say he's short, and that was close.
I agree, Andy. I think that was really close. I would challenge that.
Well, with the way that your field goal kicker was kicking earlier, there are no guaranteed points here.
Exactly. You're either going to have to go for it or challenge.
And
looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, they got the offense on the field with 7:25. They'll take the snap. Fennell off the right side. Got the first down and more. Dragging defenders to the 26. Adam Fennell moves the chains in Baltimore territory and renews the drive.
Well, Andy, not a lot of formations coming from St. Louis. I think they just kind of kept it simple and went with one formation with multiple plays out of it.
Well, it's getting the job done so far as they are still only down by 7 and potentially would have only been down by 4.
They are chewing a lot of clock away.
Yeah, one back in the backfield. They'll give it to him again. Fennell off the right side will pick up another 2 yards to the 24 as that'll bring up 2nd and 8. Darrow credited with another tackle.
And I'm a firm believer as an offensive coordinator, as long as you're getting positive yards, that's a plus in my book.
From the 24, they're going to need to make it down to the 16-yard line to move the chains. Alexander has 4 receivers out there again, and he'll give it to Fennell off the right side. Fennell, spin move. Fennell, 2 spin moves, and he's down to the 18. A nice pickup there as he's moving and shaking all over the field.
I believe this Baltimore defense is getting tired.
Score update from the Western Conference. Mexico City 10, San Antonio 7 with 7:22 left in the second quarter of play. 5:54 left in the game here, and St. Louis is knocking on the door, but they need to pick up this third down. Hand off to Fennell on the right side, cut down at the 20. No more, says the Baltimore defense, and they shut him down.
I think he actually ran into his own player there for a second. Kind of slowed him up a little bit.
Yeah, the offensive lineman looked to have maybe stopped him a little bit and kept him from picking up the first down. And this will send Graham Northrup back onto the field after missing the last one.
Andy, he has to get this. He has to put points on the board.
That or St. Louis will bring in Robert Aguayo. Kick is up, away, and it is through from 37 yards. Kissinger makes up for the former mistake, and St. Louis is on the board.
And he might have heard you with that.
And he celebrated it like he had just won the Super Bowl. So with 5:16 left here in the second quarter of play, 7-3, St. Louis down by 4 at Old Bay Stadium. St. Louis tees it up and sends it back to Baltimore. Pockmeyer will return it from the 6. He'll bring it out across the 25, and he'll go down at the 27. 1st and 10 for an offense that has thrown 2 interceptions today.
Well, that St. Louis defense has got to do what it's been doing all game.
$15 million invested into Sanzo Robinson. You'd imagine that would mean that he's going to get a lot more carries here in this game. But in first down, they are in the shotgun with 3 receivers split out. South to throw, dumps it off short to Robinson, and he's cut down after a pickup of 2 through the air. It'll be 2nd and 8. Very comparable stats for these two teams so far in this contest.
2nd and 7 from your crowd, 29 yards.
2nd and 8. 4:40 left in the second quarter of play. They'll give it to Robinson off the right side. Robinson's got a blocker. Robinson into the open field. Robinson down the right hash mark, and he's down to the 49. 4:30 left in the second, and a huge first down carry by Sanzo Robinson.
That was a great run by Robinson. See how his blockers just block? He's just following those blockers right down and breaking tackles in the process. Great run.
St. Louis unable to contain him on that one, and Baltimore has a new first down and 10 from the 49 of St. Louis. South, two-step drop, quick out. It's caught by Gilbert for 7 to the 43.
Nice little pickup there. Great run by Gilbert. Just a short little quick out. And sometimes that's all you need to get that quarterback involved.
Another score update from the Western Conference. San Antonio strikes back 14-10 over the Mexico City Aztecs with 6:38 to play in the first half. South will give it to Robinson off the right side. Robinson into the open field again, and another first down to the 35.
And he's doing exactly what Fennell needs to be doing. He needs to go to the very far of the outside and get positive yards.
On 1st and 10, Robinson will go off the left side and pick up 3 there to the 32. Let's introduce you, since we haven't, to the Baltimore offense. Matt South, number 10, is the quarterback, who is gold. Sanzo Robinson, a gold running back, number 25. The receivers are Kendall Gilbert, Mike Osai, and Josh Pockmeyer. And the kicker, Eric Walsh, has only added the extra point today, and they might need him on this drive. South under center, 3 receivers will give to Robinson, who's cut down in the backfield. What a hit!
Wow. You about to check that boy for some concussion in a minute.
Johnny knock, and he slammed the door close on Sanzo Robinson, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10, 2.5 minutes to play in the half. On the edge of field goal range, Matt South will throw the out route, and it's caught by Pockmeyer, and he picks up the first down.
And this is what Baltimore was missing last week against Atlanta. That third receiver plays a big part.
At the 24, a new set of downs for Matt South and the offense, and they will line up in the far formation. 3-3 look out of the defense for the Gladiators, 2 deep safeties. And South will toss this one. Looking across the middle, got a man. It's a huge catch down to the 5-yard line, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning.
And St. Louis's defense was just pushing him forward for more yards. They've got to push the other way.
It's number 14, Mike Osai, who we talked about earlier, part of that last SFL draft class of all time, and he's able to corral that one down to the 5-yard line and set up 1st and goal for Baltimore. I formation, fullback off to the left. Robinson deep in the backfield. 5 down linemen for the Gladiators. Robinson denied at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal.
If I'm not mistaken, that looked like a 5-2.
Yeah, I believe you're right there. A nice goal line formation out of St. Louis gets the job done on 1st down. Will they be able to shut him down on the next 3? Nickel 3-3 look out of the Gladiators here. 1 back in the backfield for Baltimore as Matt South hands off to Robinson on the right. Robinson denied again as the Gladiators defense is holding strong here in Baltimore. Declan Slaughter is part of that tackle, and Baltimore has not moved an inch since finding their way down to the 5. South to throw, plenty of time, delivers, touchdown on the left side of the field. It's number 85, Sean Augustine.
And I believe he's the 4th receiver.
That he is. Matt South using his depth to find the out route and hit him right in front of a gold safety, Shannon. Freeman Peltier unable to make the tackle, and Baltimore extends their lead to 11 with the extra point.
Well, Baltimore's doing a really good job of having targets. They have 3 receivers, but when you line up with 4, there's just that much more possibility of a catch.
They will line up for the extra point with 1:04 left in the second quarter of play. Kick is delayed, and it'll go through anyways. 14-3, an 11-point difference here in Baltimore, which is not nearly the danger that this Baltimore offense poses. St. Louis's defense really has been doing a good job to this point.
Yeah, just their offense can't, make the first downs and keep moving the ball. Just some unfortunate mishaps on the offense.
1:04 seconds, along with 3 timeouts left for St. Louis, and they will return this one, bringing it out from about a yard or 2 deep. They'll angle it to the left, and it'll be cut down at the 21, so a 1-yard pickup on Short's decision to bring that one out of the end zone. $60 seconds to play with one of the, I'll just say, lower-ranked passing offenses in the league. And they'll spread 4 receivers out here on 1st and 10 from the 21. He'll give it to Fennell on the right side. Fennell will fight through 1 tackle, and he'll be able to pick up 5 there at the 26-yard line as the clock continues to roll.
Fennell is doing a great job with what the offense is giving him, the offensive line, excuse me.
At the 26, though, they're going to have a long way to go, and the clock running is not going to help them in that situation. They will give it to Fennell again on the right side. Breaks through 1 and is down before the line to gain. 3rd and inches, and now St. Louis will go hurry up. He'll give it to him again, right side. He's losing yards, breaks through 1, goes off the right side, down the sideline, and he's down to midfield. Still no timeout from St. Louis. And they're going to try and hurry to the line again, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him spike it here. And finally, the timeout with 3 seconds left, and I assume we're going to line up for a Hail Mary.
This could get interesting.
So let me run this down for you. We got a gold strong safety, a silver cornerback, a bronze cornerback, and a bronze free safety against 4 generic receivers and possibly a silver tight end for this Hail Mary. I'll just ask you straight up, Shan, do you think there's a snowball's chance in hell?
No.
3 seconds left. Alexander will drop, pump fakes once, moves in the pocket, under pressure, heaves one down there. It's bobbled and incomplete. And that will take us to the half. 3-14, Baltimore on top. And they're going to show a highlight of Alexander running around in the pocket. After the half. Coming out of the break, it is 14-3. Baltimore on top here at home at Old Bay Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Andy Hamilton. I'm joined by my color commentator, Shan Varner, and it was a very comparable first half for the two teams, wouldn't you say, Shan?
It was. I think both teams played pretty good the first 10 minutes of the first quarter, but the second half was kind of just took over by Baltimore.
St. Louis will have to defend Baltimore to start this one off as Pockmeyer will bring it out and do a spin, and he's still on his feet to the 33 before being shut down by St. Louis. Great field position for Baltimore to start this one.
That was a vicious hit.
St. Louis will have to defend this strong Baltimore offense if they want to get back in this game, because they're down by 11 now, and if you add any points to that, it starts to get a little unreachable for a St. Louis team that has struggled to gain points today. South to throw. St. Louis can defend it well, and they take that one away. Another interception. Freeman Peltier will take his second one away from Matt South.
You might have to put Peltier's name in the MVP running.
What a interception right in front of the Baltimore Crab receiver. He was intending that one for Sean Augustine, who had the touchdown earlier, and Peltier takes it away, and St. Louis quickly has a chance to get back into this one. Four receivers split out for Alexander. Fennell is in the backfield, four down linemen for the Baltimore Crabs. He'll give it to Fennell on the left side. Fennell with a blocker, shakes off one, and almost shakes off the second. He'll pick up 9.
He picks up 9 on the play. Number 27, credited with the tackle. Second and inches. Ball at 42 yards.
So it will be 2nd and 1 from the 42. They'll give it to Fennell on the left side. First down for Fennell. Through 2, through 3, still on his feet. All the way down to the 30. Adam Fennell running like a man who is on a mission to find his way into the red zone. Adam Fennell is leading the team. He's pretty much saying, you know, if you can't kick it through the uprights, I'm going to go ahead and take this one myself all the way down. Look at that.
Adam is really putting this team on his back and telling the coaches, hey, don't forget about this guy.
What a carry. It'll be a new set of downs at the Baltimore 30. And they will spread out 4 again. We've seen this formation many a time with mixed results. And they'll give it to Peltier, and there's a mixed result for you as Adam Fennell shut down in the backfield. Excuse me.
Well, you would think Baltimore would shut this down almost every time since they've seen it 95% of the time.
Second and 13. From Gladiator, 82 yards.
Alexander floats one, nearly taken away. Aaron Lee wanted a second one on the day.
Yeah, Baltimore's defense is doing a really great job getting into the spots and taking care of business.
Tim Johnston is right. Matt South back on the sideline, clipboard holding. There's a look at Elijah Swaim, who is yet to get involved today in the offense, as really St. Louis has tended to spread out the receivers. 3rd and 13, Alexander to throw. Quick drop, plenty of time, delivers, and it's caught shy of the first down marker, but another field goal possession coming potentially for St. Louis.
That was just a great job by the offensive line to give him that time to make that throw and make that decision to pass over the middle there.
From the 23, this will be about a 39-yarder for Graham Northrup. He will put the boot to it, and that one is good from 40 as St. Louis adds to the comeback train, 6-14 with 8:44 left in this third quarter of play. So St. Louis will line it up. They took the pass away from Baltimore on the last drive, but they weren't able to turn that turnover into more than 3 points, and now they're going to have to try and again to stop the Baltimore offense. Pockmeyer to return it from his own 9-yard line. Will bring it out across the 25 and across the 30, and that is where Baltimore will set up shop. Another good return by Josh Pockmeyer. First and 10, 8:39 left in the third quarter of play. South under center. He's got Sanzo in the backfield and 3 receivers split out to face off against the Gladiators, 3-3 nickel. Off to Robinson, who shakes one in the backfield. Robinson down the near sideline. Robinson with 2 men to beat won't be able to do it. He'll go down to the 37, but a huge carry by the Gold running back.
Great run. He has 14 carries for 111 yards so far.
What a move in the backfield. Pretty much just providing the stiff arm to Chad Longstreet, and then he just takes off down the field. Declan Slaughter is credited with the tackle, and it'll be a new set of downs at the St. Louis 37 for South and the offense. South will drop, quick throw, and Gilbert dropped that one.
That's something you don't see every day, Andy.
Hit him right in the moneymakers, and he was not able to pull that one in. It looks like San Antonio and Mexico City went to the half 14-10 with the Vaqueros on top of the Aztecs. So an upset brewing not only here, but possibly in the Mexico City-San Antonio game. South dumps this one off to Robinson on the left side. Gladiators will run him out of bounds after a 6-yard pickup to the 30. Third and 4, and this one's a pivotal one, Shan. Considering that they're at the 30, this field goal would not be guaranteed if they were unable to convert.
That's true. If they can convert here, though, I think St. Louis is going to have some problems.
They will give it to Robinson, who's shut down, and he'll lose yards. He will be dropped for another 3-yard loss. A huge play coming up the middle by number 94.
Now, this could be smart by Baltimore. If they go for a punt here and pin them back inside the 5, they could be well on their way to getting the ball back.
They will line up the bronze kicker. Eric Walsh will kick it. Adam Jefferson to hold it. From the 33, it's about a 49 to 50-yarder. The kick is away, and it is good from 50. A beautiful kick from Eric Walsh adds to the lead. It's now 17-16 with 7:08 left in the third.
And that's why you have those kickers. 15 on the year so far.
Mighty and Ramos give each other a nod as Eric Walsh adds that one in, and it's now back to an 11-point lead. Walsh kicks this one away. St. Louis to return it. They'll bring it off their goal line and out across the 20. Shifting hands, he'll get to the 23, and that is where the offense will come back out. And they had a pretty good drive string together last time on the legs of Adam Fennell.
They did, and they need to continue doing the same thing.
Fennell has been carrying not only the ball, but the Gladiators' hopes at pulling this upset off. And they're going to line up in the same formation that they've been doing all day. 4 receivers split out, Fennell off to the left. They'll give it to him, and he will break one tackle and will fall into a barrage of crabs and go down at the 27. 93 yards for Adam Fennell today.
As you mentioned earlier, Andy, I haven't seen Elijah with any touches. Can they get him involved in this game?
No, and really he hasn't seen the field much, to be honest with you. They've been running out of this 4-receiver set all day, which does not even involve the silver tight end. Alexander will snap it. He'll give it to Fennell off the right side. Fennell a spin move, fights forward for another 3 yards, and then he'll be downed at the 30. So with 6:22 to play, the Gladiators face another 3rd down.
They're going to have to convert here of any hope of trying to come back in this game.
Yeah, they are down by 11, and the clock is not doing them any favors here, continuing to tick. Alexander in the shotgun as we see a change in formation. Swaim is on the field. Alexander to throw, finds the out route, a beautifully scripted play as the Gladiators convert to the 38. Huge throw and catch there. Number 1, Juan Moore, able to bring that one in. And the Gladiators move the chains and earn a fresh set of downs.
Well, they don't need one more. They need a lot of more.
They'll give it to Fennell, who's shut down for a loss of 2. That'll make it 2nd and 12. I like that last formation they threw out of Shan. I'm surprised they didn't go back to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a good play call decision. I think they needed to mix it up a little bit more in this game to have any success.
They are back in that formation again, but this time Fennell is out of the backfield and they will throw. Alexander dumps off right side, a one-handed snag, and he will bring it up. That's number 36. Actually, that was Fennell on the outside who caught the quick screen and was able to take it for about 7 or 8. And it'll be 3rd and 4 from the 45.
Andy, I like it. I think that was a good play call. I think they need to start mixing it up a little bit, as we had previously said.
I agree. I think you got to have plays like that in the playbook if you want to pull off an upset like this. They'll give it to Fennell off the left side on 3rd and 4. Losing yardage. He'll go back and be dropped, and they're going to have to punt.
Wow. They needed that first down there.
Stephen Darrow comes out and shuts that one down, and you're right, Shane. They needed that first down bad, and I'm surprised they went back to the formation that they've struggled to run out of.
I was a little worried that Stephen Darrow wasn't going to get up for a second.
4th and 6, excuse me. The 3rd and 4 was unable to be converted, and they will punt back to Baltimore, and Baltimore will take it at the 26. Pockmeyer will set the offense up with a fresh set of downs. So Baltimore in a tight Eastern Conference race. They sit currently at 3-3, which is 1 game ahead of Chicago with a head-to-head win. They are 2 games behind Tallahassee, who just lost to fall to 5-3. And then they are 3 or 4 games away from Atlanta and Queen City at the top of the conference, as Matt South finds Gilbert over there on the right side for 3. Or excuse me, that's Osai. Nope. Yes, that is Osai.
He has been he's been having a good day, just hooking up with Osai right there.
The Gladiators, however, are 5.5 games back, not out of playoff contention, Shan, with Baltimore securing that last spot at 3-3 currently. But they're going to have to start winning if they want to try and make a push. South down the field finds Osai on the deep slant. What a throwing catch.
As I said earlier, that's been the matchup for today. South and Osai.
So far, the Crabs have been dinking and dunking, but Matt South delivers a huge throw with Chad Longstreet staring him down, and Osai is on the end to haul it in.
Great catch there. 2-hand textbook.
Wow, and the update from the Western Conference, you're not going to believe this, buddy. San Antonio Vaqueros 21, Mexico City Aztecs 10, with 6:34 left in the 3rd.
Wow.
Greg Corky and his team trying to get it done against the top of the Western Conference. Hands off Robinson. He'll pick up 5 on first down to the 41.
And Sanzo's been doing what he's been doing all night, following great blockers, moving the chains. Great run.
There's a look at Peltier. Would love to make that a hat trick of 3 interceptions today. But that would involve Baltimore throwing. South will change the play at the line and look to swing it. He'll throw it out to the left. Tipped, and a great defensive play by St. Louis in order to get a hand on it and shut down that out route. A huge tag there by Johnny Knock.
Johnny Knott, the free safety, coming down to make that play, Andy.
Read that one like a book, as Baltimore has been doing those quick outs all game, and they were just shut down on that attempt. 3rd and 5. The drive could end here if South can't pick up 5 to the 40, or the 36. South to throw, out route, got it. Kendall Gilbert, plenty of space, able to move the ball to the 30, and a new set of downs for Baltimore. No problems there for Baltimore, as the Crabs are able to move the chains, and with 2:41 left in the 3rd, they are within field goal range yet again. South to throw, under a little bit of pressure, swings it outside of the fullback. He's down the right hash, and he will pick up the first down to the 18. A huge pitching catch, as they're getting everyone involved in Baltimore. Chad Morgan with the catch.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. I think they're doing a great job mixing it up, giving it to this guy, giving it to that guy, giving St. Louis defense a lot of things to look at, and they're just moving the ball really well.
What a huge catch and run for Baltimore, moving all the way down to the 18. The field goal is almost automatic from this range, but let's see if St. Louis can keep them out of the end zone and really still keep this thing interesting.
Well, they definitely have the weapons to do that, Andy.
If they can, it would keep it to a 14-point game. Robinson up the gut, tackled once to untouched, and Zonzo Robinson is in for the score, his 2nd of the day.
And that's not what St. Louis wanted.
Touchdown, Baltimore Crabs here in Maryland at Old Bay Stadium. Zonzo Robinson does it as he is used to doing, and the Crabs add to their lead.
Just breaking tackles as we watch the replay here. Just phenomenal run.
Eric Walsh on to add the extra point. He will kick it, and it is through 24-6, an 18-point difference in the game, as Baltimore so far is leading this one strong.
Well, with 2:14 left in the 3rd quarter, I think it's time now, if you're going to make any kind of change, any kind of direction of moving forward, getting touchdowns, St. Louis has to start right now.
And I think it's got to start with more throws, Shan, if we're being honest. Fennell has been great, but this late in the game, you got to move the ball, and you got to move the ball quickly.
You got to get those receivers to the out routes. You got to get them over the middle. Your line has to give you enough time. You just cannot rely on the run in this situation. With the run, you're burning a lot of clock and not guaranteed to pick up first down every single time.
Ethan Alexander lines up in the 4-receiver set on 1st and 10 from the 24. And they'll give it to Fennell on the left side. Fennell breaks through one, a spin move, still on his feet, and he's clattered down after a 6-yard carry to the 31.
He picks up 6 yards on the play. Number 21 with the tackle. 2nd and 3.
1:51 left in the 3rd and ticking as Adam Fennell sets them up for 2nd and 4, and now we finally see St. Louis in a different set as Fennell moves out to the outside to play receiver. Alexander changing the play at the line. And
can we see another pass with one more?
Out route, bobbled, incomplete. He was looking, I believe, for Fennell, and Fennell couldn't corral that one. 3rd and 4. It was a nice toss, just unable to get his hands on it, it looks like. And and he might have still been shy of the line to gain.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was a little bit behind the line when he attempted to catch the ball.
3rd and 4. This has kind of been the danger zone for the Gladiators because we've seen them try and hand it off sometimes from this distance, and Fennell just gets shut down. Instead, they'll throw, looking on the out route, caught, and Swaim is not going to get there. Elijah Swaim checks into the game and makes his first catch of the day, but he is 2 yards shy of the line to gain.
Critical decision here, Andy. Did they go for it in hopes of getting Fennell to get the first down? You think this is a must, or you think they're going to punt?
I think with the way that the defense has been playing and the takeaways they've had, I think you got to kick it with this much time left in the game. Just got to hope your defense can make a stop. Kick is away. Good hang time, over 4 seconds, as Pockmeyer will come out to the 39 before going down, and the Baltimore Crabs have good field position to start this one off, up by 18, and if you're St. Louis, you got to get a takeaway here. A reminder, we will have more SFL action later this evening as Curtis and DeMond are on the call for Atlanta as they head to Chicago to take on the Wildcats. Robinson shut down on the 2-yard reception. As well as, Shan, we got the SFL Today show later tonight at 6:45 Central, 7:45 Eastern. We'll break down all of the SFL's action to this point, as well as look ahead to the game tonight that Curtis and DeMond will be on the call for.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking forward to that game.
It should be a good one. Still plenty of time left in this one, though, as Matt South will direct traffic at the line of scrimmage and take a 3-step drop. Under pressure, he'll go down. That's a fumble, and it's going to be recovered by Kendall Gilbert, who is Johnny on the spot. But Baltimore retains possession at their own 40.
Man, St. Louis really needed that recovery. Well, Andy, you have your 4s up. We're heading into the 4th quarter, bud.
Heading into the 4th, it's 24-6. Baltimore on top of St. Louis. But Baltimore is facing a pivotal 3rd down as the Gladiators are going to try and climb back into this one.
Now, do you think that they'll hand it off to Sonzo Moore because they have the lead?
It looks like they will throw. They're going to dump it across the middle, and Pockmeyer is shut down. And that'll bring up a 4th down as Freeman Peltier makes another big play in the clutch. Fourth and 4, and the Crabs will send it back to St. Louis, and the question will be, can St. Louis put more than a field goal on the board here?
They're going to have to get their offense going. You're not going to get very many more chances.
Kick is away. The return will come out from the 15, and it'll go to the 19. And that is where Ethan Alexander will lead the team back out onto the field. Let's hear you in the chat. What do you think the final score of this game will be? It's 24-6 right now, 10:22 left in the 4th. Still plenty of time for the Gladiators to get back into this one. Only down by 18. That's a 3-score game, Shan, but not too big of scores. You know, you can get easily 1 field goal and 2 touchdowns with 2-point conversions, and you're on top here. Handoff Fennell off the left side, and he's shut down after 6, and I think if he just would have broke outside, he would have been gone.
He's been doing that all night. He's been cutting up the middle there, and if he would just cut to the outside, if he would just have that vision, there would have been a lot more yards to gain in this game.
10 minutes to play from the 25. Alexander will lead them back to the line. 4 receivers split out, 3-2 dime look, but Baltimore creeps a 4th man up to the line of scrimmage. They'll give it to Fennell, and he's shut down in the backfield as St. Louis is unwilling to abandon the run game. Third and 7, and this is one that you got to get. Alexander to throw, 5-step drop. heaves one, and it's dropped. Incomplete. He had the man, and he just wasn't able to bring it in. Juan Moore drops the ball at the line to gain, and that'll bring up a 4th and 7.
After earlier, he just made an impeccable catch earlier in the game. He drops it here.
And now St. Louis has no choice but to punt at their own 22, as that one certainly would have been a first down. Instead, it'll then change possession and go right back to Baltimore as these teams trade drives. Hockmeyer will return it to the 44, and that is where the Crabs offense will come back out on the field. Another update from the Western Conference. Mexico City 24, San Antonio 21, with 2:35 left in the third as the Aztecs retake the lead.
First and 10. From your Crabs, 45 yards.
South under center, 4 receivers split out. Robinson in the backfield. South will change the play at the line. Matt South looking to throw, hits the out route as Kendall Gilbert drags the feet and picks up 5 there, his 4th reception of the game.
They're doing a really great job of getting those out routes completions.
Some minor technical difficulties there with our cameras.
2nd and 4.
It'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Baltimore. From the 49, they are looking to get past midfield here on this play. 2 in the backfield. They'll give it to Robinson off the left side. Robinson shut down. He's able to pick up 1 to midfield and nothing more. Another pivotal 3rd down, Shan. I think you got to get this one if you're Baltimore and put this game on ice.
3rd and 4.
Well, Andy, I think you just keep running it. I mean, your offense is doing a great job. Getting the 3rd down would be, great, but, just keep running the clock.
Robinson swings it out, and Robinson will pick up that 1st down to the 42. Easy stuff. Plenty of wide open space and green grass on the right side of the field. That's just a nice quick dump off there by Matt South, and there's nothing St. Louis can do about that.
First and 10.
South under center, 2 backs in the backfield, 7:55 and ticking, and South will short drop, quick throw, got Osai down the seam. It's 1st and 10 at the 25.
Osai just snuck in the little niche right there, the little cut right here behind the linebackers, and just picked up the 1st down with ease.
Baltimore will be back here at Old Bay Stadium next week to take on the Skyhawks as South drops one in the bucket. Mike Osai nails that one. Another touchdown as Baltimore extends their lead again.
Really great catch by Osai. He's just making plays here, there, everywhere. He's doing a great job today for this Baltimore offense.
That looked like it might have been a fade, Shan. I know how much you love the fade.
I do love the fade.
Osai hauls that one in. It'll be 30-6. Baltimore, as I was saying, heads back here to Old Bay Stadium to take on Carolina next week. St. Louis, however, will head to Atlanta to take on the Hive and the Atlanta Swarm, who are off to a strong start, sitting at 5-1. Kick is up and through, as Baltimore now leads 31-6 with 7:28 left in the 4th quarter of play. In the Western Conference, San Antonio has retaken the lead 28-24 over the Mexico City Aztecs with 1:30 left in the 3rd quarter. Those 2 teams are trading blows. Kick is away. St. Louis will return it out across their own 20. And he's still on his feet to the 26. A good return there by St. Louis might inspire something out of the offense as they have struggled so far in this contest.
Is that Short returning?
I believe so. Number 89, Leonardo Short, brings it out to the 26. And that will bring out Ethan Alexander in the offense again, still in that 4-receiver formation. They will give it to Fennell off the right side. Fennell into the open field, breaking a tackle to the 38. A nice carry by Adam Fennell. But I think it's throwing time if you're St. Louis.
Yeah, I think it's a little too late to start, continue running the ball here. You're just eating up clock that you don't need to be eating up. I think you need to pass the ball and move down the field quickly.
First and 10 from the 38. Alexander under center. Same formation they've been running all day long. And they'll give it to Fennell, who shut down. The Crabs are finished with this one. They are tired of that formation and tired of the handoff to Fennell on the right side. Things are getting hectic in Mexico, Shan. 28-31, the Aztecs reclaim the lead, not but 16 seconds after losing it. That was a nice throw and catch there. A nice reception by number 80, Tito Mas, who is able to make this a manageable third down. But still not necessarily the easy 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2 that you'd like.
Right.
But
they are.
Go ahead.
They are making completions.
Yeah, that is a fair point. But they are back in that formation again, Shan. Alexander under center will give it to Fennell on the right side, and he'll lose everything, all of the yards. Adam Fennell lost that one. As the Crabs defender was in the backfield, it's number 41, Anthony George, cutting him down for the tackle for loss, and now it's 4th and 8.
And you're going to have to punt it. I mean, your offense is not clicking. You're going to have to try to pin Baltimore deep.
The kick is away. Baltimore will try and return this one. Blockmeyer brings it out and is crunched down at the 27. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Baltimore comfortably in the lead, has the ball, and will probably just attempt to run the clock out on this one. Shan, what do you think went wrong today for the Gladiators?
I think they just didn't utilize all their weapons. When you have a team that has a limited amount of weapons on your offense and you don't have that person on the field, I think that limits you to some of the plays that you're able to gain first down.
Robinson will pick up 5 there to the 32. The Baltimore Crabs have had an up and down season. At 3-3, 3 wins, 3 losses. They're most likely going to add the win here with 5 minutes left in the fourth and improve to 4-3. But Shan, do you see this as the Baltimore team as a team that can push into the playoffs in such a tough Eastern Conference? And are they going to be able to make a run late here after missing the playoffs last season?
I think there's no doubt. TJ's a really great owner, coach. There's no doubt that he'll figure things out and get things turned around.
Lots of competition in the Eastern Conference here. Tallahassee, though, losing today to the Cleveland Stallions, 38-23. Queen City, however, took care of business, beating Carolina 42-31 in a close contest. So still plenty of season left, still 5 games after this one. As Baltimore will face a 3rd and 3 here. They'll milk the clock for all it's worth and hand it to Robinson, who's shut down shy of the line to gain. So St. Louis is going to get the ball back here as Aiden Friday shut down Robinson before he could find the line to gain.
And the question we've been wanting to know all night is, can St. Louis get on the board?
No touchdown. Yeah, no touchdowns today. Just the 2 field goals and the 1 missed field goal so far. .3:30 left. The punt is away. And St. Louis will try and gain back some of their points that they have lost in the points differential, as the Gladiators sit at 0-5, and unless, barring a miracle, will fall to 0-6. Or 0-7, excuse me.
Yeah, they'll be 0-7.
First and 10 from the Gladiator, 31 yards.
Not a terrible day, though, on the ground.
Not terrible. I think for me, the point of no return was, when you started to get down by more than 2 scores. Then you got to throw the ball like they did there. Nice completion to midfield, and now St. Louis will go hurry up. You gotta get Swain more involved early, I would say.
Right.
Quick out to Alexander is good for 8 as he steps out of bounds. Swain really didn't even see the field of play very much until the 3rd or 4th quarter.
That's right. Yeah.
And when you're wasting a silver ability on a guy, you'd hope that he would be able to be on the field for at least 3, if not all 4 quarters of play. Second and 2 for the Gladiators. Empty set. Baltimore showing blitz. They'll back out of it and only bring 4. Alexander good time in the pocket, and he throws across the middle. It's incomplete. And that'll bring up another 3rd down. Parker Shaw on the tackle, as it looks like the backups are in for Baltimore. Alexander under center, 4 receivers split out. He will take a 5-step drop. Dumps across the middle, batted down, incomplete. A nice play there by the Baltimore linebacking core. Parker Shaw again bats that one to the turf, and Baltimore has forced another 4th down.
Just a great coverage by Baltimore's secondary.
4th and 2 from the 41. This one's convertible, though, Shan.
It is. I think just what they've got to do is give it to Fennell and let him go try to pick up this 1st down for his team.
Still all 3 timeouts. They will throw. Alexander, good time in the pocket. Dumps middle of the field. Got a man. A 1st down pick up to the 33. Alexander under center has a crab in his backfield and will kick that man out. And then we'll wait and take the snap. Looking to throw one. He'll swing it out to Fennell, who will pick up a yard before stepping out of bounds and stopping the clock.
And you have to wonder, Andy, where was this at, earlier in the game?
Right. I think it's partly because Baltimore has put in the backup players, and by this point, you're just trying to get some pride points. But hey, those pride points matter on the scoreboard. A lot better to lose by 2 possessions than it is 4. Alexander in the shotgun will bark orders to the teammates and drop and throw. Cross down the middle, and it's into a bevy of crab receivers, as that one looked like a crab pot, Shan.
Oh, no doubt.
That one was just overflowing with crabs, which is making my mouth water.
A little bit of Old Bay.
Yeah. 3rd and 9 for St. Louis. Still got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to try and mount their comeback. 4 receivers split out. Alexander to throw. Under a little bit of pressure, moves up in the pocket, finally tosses one short, and it'll be caught and hauled in by Leonardo Short, and Benjamin Paul brings him down shy of the line to gain, and it looks like, well, I mean, now it's decision time, Shan. I think you got to go for this one.
You have to. You're down by this much, and you don't really have anything to lose. You might as well, go and see if your team can make the play.
Let's see if they get the snap off before the 2-minute warning. They do not.
Alexander drops back, tosses, first down. One more. Great catch there on the outside. Great route. Caught the ball. Caught it. First down, and he's out of bounds. Great job. Just what St. Louis needed.
First and 10. Ball at the 23-yard line.
Alexander drops back, fires over the middle, caught down to the 7-yard line. Great play. St. Louis hurries up. Alexander drops back again, passes over, caught, and it looked like Fennell just went out of bounds there. He should have turned it up the field.
Sorry about that, Shan. Back we are. And it looks like St. Louis is finally getting something out of the offense here, down to the 8.
Yeah, Andy, they had 2 great plays over the middle, just fired it down and was able to make the completions.
No, there was no fire alarm, Cam. We're all good here in the booth. Fennell is brought down at the 4-yard line. It's 3rd and goal now for the Gladiators. Alexander to throw. He will dump it off to Fennell again, and he's shut down again. Now it's 4th and goal from the 5, and St. Louis is forced to use a timeout.
Baltimore's backups are really playing great ball, stopping the offense and forcing them into a 4th and goal situation.
So this is kind of St. Louis's potential last chance at points. Alexander to throw. Swings it out to Fennell on the right side. Fennell cannot get away from the second tackler, and Baltimore will take over on downs.
So close. But that's kind of the format of their game, of this game.
First and 10 for the Crabs, who have put the backup in, and they will give it to the backup halfback, who will get no yards. St. Louis will take their second timeout, with 1:12 left in the 4th.
Second and 9. Ball at the 5-yard line.
You're not going nowhere. Rip. Go back.
Handoff again on the left side. This one's got a little bit more room going down the left sideline. A huge run by the backup, Damon Morehouse, for the Baltimore Crabs. And we have an injured Gladiator on the play. It's Malcolm Tucker.
And Andy, I think that run there just kind of sealed the deal for St. Louis. I think that they've done all they can.
San Antonio has re-jumped into the lead, 35-31, with 5:14 left in the 4th quarter.
First and 10 from your Crabs, 37-yard line.
And Baltimore now in the victory formation with 105. St. Louis will burn their last time out. And we are 2 knees away from this one, Shan, as Baltimore is going to improve to 4-3, and St. Louis will lose their 6th game. Shane, you and I have both been a part of losing seasons. What advice would you have for the staff in St. Louis for the last 5 games of the season?
I would always say, even though you're behind, you're in a corner, you never give up. I mean, things can happen. People lose. Other teams lose. You just keep fighting. You keep plucking at it. You keep working on your playbook, and if nothing else, work on the stuff that you know that will work, and get ready for the next season. With the plays that you're learning from this season, and just keep building your playbook each year. Win or lose season.
That kneel down there will do it. Baltimore is going to improve. The St. Louis Gladiators will fall. Here at Old Bay Stadium in Maryland. For everyone at SFL Network, I'm Andy Hamilton. I'm joined by Shan Varner. Shan, it's been fun. Maryland has treated us well. Wouldn't you say so?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great atmosphere here in Old Bay Stadium, and I had a blast. Thanks for having me on.
31-6, the Crabs defeat the Gladiators here. We will see you next week, and stick around for the SFL Today Show.